On October 11th through 13th, 2012, the Space Shuttle Endeavor made its 26th and final journey, 12 miles through the streets of Los Angeles from LAX to the California Science Center. Caltrans played a key role in the mission by issuing the permits that allowed the shuttle to travel on and over state roadways, specifically Lincoln Boulevard and the Manchester Boulevard Bridge over I-405. Two permits were needed: a transportation permit, necessary due to Endeavor's massive size, and an encroachment permit, which addressed road closures and clearing obstacles in the way. The permitting process required weeks of intense planning. On October 11th, it was go time. Crews removed the median barrier on Lincoln Boulevard and laid metal plates to protect the roadway and utilities beneath. The road was closed to traffic, and Endeavor crossed in the early morning of October 12th. Later that day, Endeavor arrived at the location on Manchester Boulevard just west of I-405, where the shuttle was prepped for the freeway crossing. There, crews had to switch out the dolly system.
For most of the other portions, it's actually self-propelled dolly system, versus the portions that's crossing over the bridge needs to be on what we call a beam and dolly that needs to be pulled. So it has to be switched over for weight distribution purposes for the load, again, because the bridge can only handle so much.
While the dolly system was swapped out, engineers from Caltrans Structure Maintenance and Investigations Unit inspected the bridge.
They came down to look at the bridge and inspected the bridge beforehand. They were also on site doing the actual crossing of the bridge, and they also went back to inspect the bridge after the crossing to make sure that before and after conditions are very similar.
As an added twist, Toyota was filming the freeway crossing for a commercial featuring its Tundra pickup truck, the vehicle used to pull the shuttle over the bridge. Toyota had to prove to Caltrans beforehand that the pickup was up to the task.
And the other aspect too, if the Tundra did fail, it would also cause for additional times in order for the contingency backup tractor to come back in. So there is again the concern of additional time it's going to take for this particular load to cross Manchester Boulevard overcrossing, and also the dead load of that particular shuttle sitting on the bridge. The longer it sits, the more risk it's going to have in weakening the joints and the bridge. So that was one of the reasons why we definitely wanted equipment that would be strong enough to pull the dolly.
Caltrans staff worked with the film production company to ensure a smooth crossing, but their first concern was safety.
And if we stop it, I understand that there's a limit to the time that amount of weight can be on the bridge stationary.
If I see any damage,
we have to back up.
But what's the plan, that we back up?
We're going to back up.
Okay.
Okay, so that's what we are monitoring the structure. I'm monitoring the cracks, existing cracks. If I see the cracks from the bottom, from the top, I'm going to stop the operation.
For safety reasons, the California Highway Patrol implemented a traffic brake on I-405 during the actual crossing.
We want to make sure that there's no traffic cross underneath the bridge when the shuttle was crossing for two reasons. Just in case the bridge fails unexpectedly, we didn't want any impact to the traffic or the motorist, and we also want to make sure that the motorist that's traveling underneath the bridge will not be stopped necessarily for blocking reasons.
About 7 minutes after the shuttle began its journey across the Manchester Boulevard Bridge just before midnight, it reached the other side. For Caltrans, it was mission accomplished. Endeavor was almost home.